get some cash out of his account. And with all the fraud going on today, man, we try to be extra careful. Tomorrow, really extra careful. We try to PIN verify people if they can't put their PIN in. Got to get the ID. We have the ID scanned in. So we look in the problem is sometimes we have an ID that's scanned in. But Kevin, you didn't look like this.
Right.
5 years ago.
Right.
Now we gotta be
even yesterday.
Yeah, we gotta really be paying close attention. And so, and then if those things don't happen, now we have to ask questions.
Right.
You know, like when the last time you used the account? Different out-of-pocket questions that only you should know.
Right.
So we had this kid come in. I say kid, I think he's about 26, 27 years old. And he came in with a passport. He didn't have his ID because he said he lost his wallet.
Okay.
Passport picture obviously doesn't look like the ID.
Okay.
Driver's license. Right. So now there's a little problem. He doesn't know his PIN. So now we got a bigger issue.
Now we got a big issue.
And now my teller is asking him basically out-of-pocket questions, and he's not answering none of them. Right. All of them are incorrect.
And he's probably getting upset on top of that.
And he's
anxious, right?
Getting a little anxious. I walk in from lunch, and I see him here pacing a little bit, and my assistant manager, she had the door closed. And so what happened, she ended up calling the joiner on the account, which is the mom.
Okay.
Called the mom, and she just kind of talked to her to confirm that was her son. And the mom said, "Is he there?" I said, "Yeah." So she told my assistant manager that the kid was having mental problems. He was schizophrenic.
Okay.
He was having mental problems. He had he's living on the street. And she was, they've gone through it for at least 4 or 5 years with him. And so we were able to, matter of fact, he came in my office and he was getting a little agitated, but I could tell he was building up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so finally, after we got off the phone with the mom, we ended up giving him the money and everything. He walked out. The next following day, and it was just sad. I could look at his face and look at the ID. Right. I could see his face in the ID.
Okay.
So it made me feel better. And then the thing about it, he wasn't trying to take all the money out the account. He just wanted a couple $100 because he's on the street.
Right.
And so the next day, all of a sudden this lady comes in and she says, "I'm looking for such and such." I said, "Oh, she's a floater. She's not here today." She said, "Yeah, I just wanted to come in and thank her." I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm the mother. I just want to thank you for taking care of him." She just told me the story. You know, she said he was a smart kid, good looking, played baseball. All of a sudden, he went out of the country to do some study thing. And she said, he looked like he was smart. That's what I told her. I said, it feels like he was smart. Just the way my conversation with him, he said, yeah, he's extremely smart. He goes out of the country, I think to Thailand somewhere. After that, he come back and things just start to change. But it broke my heart when she says, "How did he look?" Because he's on, she knows he's on the street.
Right. She hadn't seen him in a while.
She knows he's on the street. I said, "Well, he looked, he didn't look great, but he didn't look bad." I said he had his hair was low and his beard was real low. Oh, she said, "We cut his hair." I mean, and man, it broke my heart. Man, this is a parent that started getting me thinking about, can you imagine every single night she's going to bed and she's wondering, what is he doing? Where is he at?
Is he all right?
Is he all right? Hopefully no one is harming him. And so he gets money and she puts money in the account for him because she knows he's on the street. That right. She have money to eat or something like that. And he doesn't want to get help. They have a situation where they can go to assisted living to help him, but he doesn't, at this particular stage in his life, he doesn't want to do it. So they just keep praying. They just keep praying that one day he'll he'll say, okay, let me go ahead and get some help. But I say that to say this. It's almost exactly what we just got to talking about. Man, you got to take one day at a time and be thankful for today. Because this lady, the way she was explaining this to me, there's no way in the world they saw this coming.
Right.
No way in the world they saw this coming.
Right.
I mean, he was a smart kid.
Right.
I mean, he was going to probably be a professor or something like that. Who knows what he was going to do? And he was a baseball player. I mean, when she said, you talking about I like what she said, he was 90% there. And all of a sudden that 10% and his whole world just changed.
Yeah.
Just changed. So you just never know. I always say this, you just never know how this thing going to play out. And you always have to be thankful for what you have and where you are.
Thank God in all things, everything, and everything give thanks. That's what's important. And we don't even look at it that way. We don't look at it that way. We don't give thanks in everything. We only give thanks for the good stuff. We only give thanks for that. We don't. That's why we're just talking. We don't give thanks for the struggles.
Yeah.
You know, and it is crazy to say thank you for struggling, but when you get over it, you should be able to look back and say thank you, right?
Yeah.
Not just thank you for getting me out, but thank you that I went through that.
Yeah.
Right? And that's too bad, though. Yeah, you don't like hearing, as a parent, you don't like hearing stories like that.
No, that's a tough one there, man. I will say this, though, and it probably, she said, she's had nights when she just cried, her and her husband, they just cried and everything. But she was, I guess, I could see her faith was pretty strong, man, because she was strong as she was speaking to me. I mean, my eyes are getting watery, but
Yeah.
she is, she was.
She hanging on there. She
hanging,
good. Yeah.
she hanging in there. And that's what I told her. I said, you keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, because God can change things like that. He could change it.
That's true.
He could change it just like that.
That is true.
You just never know how that thing can play out, because he can move stuff around. Next thing you know, this guy will be he'd be telling his story, on TV somewhere. He'd be telling his story in schools. He'd be telling his story in homeless shelters or something like that.
Yeah, you never know.
Telling his story somewhere. You just never know. You never think God can do anything, because he can do anything with anyone at